Hey everyone, I'm trying a different route of going live. Hopefully you guys can see me now. I tried to set up a live feed for you guys all to follow, and that's not working. So now I'm live in a different way. So hopefully I can, you guys can come over and see me here. I'm going to quickly post something on Facebook. Just letting you know to refollow. If you are here, please let me know. I'm trying to come at this in a different way. The way that I had done it for some reason is not working. So hopefully you guys can follow me here. The intention of this live is to connect with you and talk to you. So I'm just going to post something on Facebook. All right, if you guys can just let me know you're here, say something. I can see there's 2 people on. I'm just trying to get everyone switched from the original live feed to this live feed. And I'm trying to see if I can share that, and I can. Not sure why that other way wasn't working. But hopefully you guys will find me here. I'm going to head back into the control room. Sorry, thanks for your patience, guys. It's kind of crazy right now. I'm trying to get this sorted out. Anyways, if someone can just give me a thumbs up or let me know that you're here, that would be awesome. Type something in the chat. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I got 1 thumbs up. Could someone type for me and just let me know that you're here, and then I can actually see your comments? Good morning, Kristen. Good morning. I had to change format, so I probably have people sitting in a new live and the other live event. So hopefully they'll pop into this one because the other one wasn't working. You know, you gotta love technology, right? It's definitely challenging. Some days it has its benefits, and other days it does not. All right. I think people are starting to find me. I'm just going to wait a few minutes. That original link for some reason wasn't working. Thank you for letting them know, Kristen. For some reason, I can't go back into that other one to let you guys know, so I'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to figure it out. Oh, goodness. Anyways, we'll get it sorted out. Welcome to a new way to join us. We might have to switch to Facebook Live if we can't get this one working, but if anyone can just let me know who else is here. I see 6 people around. If you can just say hello so I can make sure that you guys can see me. Thanks, Kristen. For some reason, I can't go into the other event once I'm live, I think, so I appreciate you doing that. Hi, Maxine, Shelley. Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks, everyone, for your patience while we sort this out. Hi, Samantha. All right. Just we'll wait for a few more people. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to get started. I know you guys are popping in here, but I want to get started because we're at the 5-minute mark now. Well, we're going through the chaos of a new event. Lessons learned. Don't set up an event because for some reason I can't go in there and actually it wouldn't hit stream for me for some reason. I couldn't go live. So anyways, guys, I'm going to get started. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Tanis. Hello, Barb. Thanks for your patience. So for anyone who's new, my name is Corinna Arnold. I have been working for an intuitive medium and Reiki healer for probably over 15 years. And I come on once a week just to kind of chat with you guys and tune in to the energy frequency of each month just to provide some guidance. So what I do is I'm guided to pull cards and intuitively read those cards. And what I'm doing is tuning into the energy of June, listening to the divine and allowing them to speak through me in service to all of you so you can help navigate to your best life through the month of June. Trudy, I'm glad you're here. So that's really my intention. And of course, every live event, I also pull cards for people, and I'll do a little mini intuitive reading for you as well. So this is my first live event on YouTube. We had a bit of a fiasco at the beginning. Lessons learned, as always, as much as you test, sometimes these things happen. But I'm live now, which is fantastic. What I recommend that you guys do is subscribe to this channel because you'll see my updates here of when I'm going to be live again. And as always, I'm hoping to be live a little bit more. I've got some ideas that I'm being guided to be on a little bit more on YouTube. You know, I was nervous to be on YouTube, to be honest with you. This is not a platform that I really wanted to reach out into, but for the last few months, I kept getting pushed and guided and pushed and guided, and now I'm here. I don't know why I'm here. And that's often the case in when you're listening intuitively and being guided to do things. Sometimes you don't understand why. And the other thing is often in my case, I push back. So my spirit guides, my angels are definitely a little frustrated sometimes with me, but they laugh, which is good. They find me a little bit funny because I kind of question them and ask them lots of questions before I'm ready to take a plunge. And I'm sure most of you are the very same way. We get this intuitive guidance and sometimes we're questioning why, but I'm just trusting that I'm supposed to be on this platform now, and so this is where I will be. Part of that is I will post it on Facebook for those that miss it, so don't worry if you miss it. You can see it here live, or I'll also put the link on Facebook. So with all that said, let's get into the June Oracle card reading. I got a new card deck that I'm really liking, and I don't know if I used this for last month or not. I don't think I did. It's called Sacred Power Reading Cards by Anna Stark. And the more and more I do these lives, the more and more I'm working with Oracle cards. So for anyone who hasn't seen me live, what I'll do is I'll tune in to the month of June here and just asking for getting 3 cards from this deck, and we'll probably work with some other decks. So just asking for what it is that everyone here most needs to know about the month of June. Let me know what you guys thought about May. My sister pointed out to me, because I was really having some blue moments, which means there's still a lot of healing going on. There's still a lot of releasing going on in the energy. Again, as new energy comes in, heightened energy starting to come in, anything that's not vibrationally in alignment with that is being released. And so there was a few things that were coming up for me, and she laughed because when they did, I was moving it through my blue. I was very vocal. And she reminded me that that was the guidance in May, to make sure that we manage our blue as the energy starts to come up and out of us. And so that was a good reminder for me. And so I always say, it's wonderful to go back to the reading the month before or halfway through, just to kind of see what's going on. And I have to actually physically go in and watch it, because I don't really remember what I say in readings. I get the energy that comes through, but I don't really remember the exact words. So I have to watch it afterwards, which is always fun for me. Okay, so I'm just tuning in, asking for everyone that's here and that's going to watch this afterwards, what is it that we most need to hear and know about the energy of June to help guide us through to our best lives? And I'm just asking for 3 cards on this deck. And as I work, I just shuffle, and then I fan them out and close my eyes and pick. So just asking for 3 cards. I'm going to also do Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors cards. I heard 2 cards for here. Let me know while I'm shuffling, guys. What did you guys think of the May energy? And, June 1st, yesterday, I had that migraine, and thanks so much for everyone being patient with me changing the date. But there was a very large energy shift yesterday and the night before. It made for a wild night with some crazy dreams for me. And I just wasn't feeling great. Other than the migraine, my energy was not great yesterday. So a lot of people I know were feeling that as well. There was a huge energy shift. So I'm excited to see what guidance we get as we come into June. If this is any indication of what's going to happen in June, wowzers. All right. Big shift for you too this week, Kristen. That's awesome. Trudy, May was definitely a lot of releasing. It was for me. There was a lot of releasing. But you know what I have to say about May was the awarenesses that were coming, the things that my heart was opening to, was just a really beautiful place to be, though some of it was challenging to see and speak up about and to move forward through. It happened easily, quickly. I just kept staying in my heart center. And the other side of it was a beautiful place to be. All right, I'm just going to ask for 2 more cards. Just 2 more cards providing us guidance for the month of June. Okay, and I'm just getting to pull 1 animal spirit card here from the Colette Baron Reed deck. And then I'm going to pull another one, but I'm going to do that afterwards to just see which energy Ascended Master or Guide or Angels really kind of assisting us through the month of June. Who can we call on to assist us through this energy shift? Maxine, lots of releasing in May for sure. And Samantha, you had a headache as well. Awesome. I love how you're using your voice, Samantha. That's great. You know what I love about this, guys? I love that these live chats and live feeds actually help to create a community. And that's always my intention, is that, sometimes when we're going through these shifts, especially energy shifts that are happening as we're starting to ascend into higher frequencies, and I'm just shuffling cards as I'm talking to you guys, we often wonder, am I the only one feeling this and going through this? And these live chats where you guys can share your experiences and hear my experiences, I think is a beautiful support for all of us. So just pulling 1 more card here for the month of June. Oh, that's an interesting card. I haven't seen that card before. Okay, I'll show you guys the cards that came through. Oh, this doesn't surprise me. So the first card that came through is self-love. Self-love. The second one is Soul's Journey. Isn't that a beautiful card? Third one is Change. Again, these two cards came together, obviously. Traveler, move in a new direction. And then we have the Eagle card, see from a higher perspective. And then Rhinoceros came in, which is a beautiful card. I've never seen this card. What does it say? Overcome any obstacle. All right, let's see intuitively what I pick up on these cards. The one thing that they're saying for June, and as we start to shift, they actually want to start from perspective. They're talking about making sure in June that we're able to stand back and get perspective as things are continuing to rise up, as things are shifting around us. They keep saying, make sure that you're pulling back and getting perspective. Make sure that you're seeing the full picture rather than inserting your perspective into the picture, which, the egoic perspective is what they're talking about, which sometimes can get caught in the story of things. They wanted you to remember who you are. And they just said to me, this is who you are. You're a soul. You're a divine being of light. And in June, they really want that starting to really, although we're always that, there's there's something igniting within of us. There's a remembering that's still coming forward. There's a heightening of energy. And again, as we're connecting in with that, they're also saying to me, we need to make sure that we're seeing things from a soul's perspective and not an egoic perspective when things are rising out of us. Also, they said, because lots of things are changing, again, allowing ourselves to have soul's perspective and pull back and have faith that the change that is happening is for our best interest. That's sometimes difficult to see. We're trained as, what they're talking about is we're kind of trained as children and as adults to want normalcy, the ego really wants things to remain the same, because we have a pattern, then we know what we're going into, we know what the risks are, we've assessed things. And they just said to me, that's no longer serving us. They're pushing the energy forward to free us from this kind of fear-based energy that the ego holds to try to protect itself. And they're wanting us to continue to ignite within ourselves that kind of soul's energy and soul's calling, and follow that and be able to continue to get perspective this month. If things are ignited within us, if things are charged within us, if things are releasing and coming to the surface, and like in the month of May, all of a sudden, boom, here it is, right? For me to see and feel. And there was, at least a couple of times for me in May where I had this rush of emotion, rush of expression, and even anger sometimes, where I just couldn't hold the energy, and just it wasn't in alignment with me anymore. And it had to be released. And so they just said to me, this will continue to happen through the month of June as our energies react to the change that's unfolding. As things continue and start to change, the egoic structure of being human doesn't like change, and so it reacts, and so it tries to pull you back. And just, for example, me doing this YouTube, I was really not wanting to go forward into a new platform. What if it went wrong? What if, and hey, it did go wrong. Guess what? I survived. We figured it out. It wants to, the ego wants to keep you in a box and safe. And so Spirit is pushing you beyond that now. And so that means change. And I know there's been a lot of change in the last year or so for everyone. It just feels like change after change after change. They just said to me, that's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. And it's interesting. They just said to me, we need to love the experience and we need to love ourselves through it, regardless of the reaction that we might have when the change comes. They just said to me, if you start to panic for a moment, just take a breath and be kind with yourselves. We always should ourselves to think, we should ourselves to think. They're saying we should be in a different place with this. I should be beyond this. I should be able to navigate through this without this heightened emotion. And they just said to me, if you were able to do that, you would do it right now. This is where you're at, that you're having a physiological reaction to the change in the shifts. Fear might pop up, anger might pop up. Those lower base, what we figure is lower based emotions, they said, might come forward just to be witnessed and to healed and to be heard. And through it all, they just want to remind you to love yourself. And what they're just pointing out to me is the inner child piece. And they just said to me, love yourself like you would love a child who's just growing and learning. And that's all we're doing, is we're just growing and learning through this experience. And, you wouldn't yell at a child for being afraid, they just said to me. You wouldn't scream at a child for being afraid and make them more afraid. You should not be afraid of this. You should just go forward, even though sometimes maybe we've heard that growing up. That's what they just said to me. But, a parent that truly allows this child to shine, is what they're saying to me, loves this inner piece of you that is afraid, is not sure how to navigate through this new energy that's coming in. They just said to me, be kind and patient with yourself through this transition. They also said to me, if you're not feeling well, which is something that happened to me yesterday, be kind with yourself with it. Take care of yourself. Slow down if you need to. There's no need to rush, is what they just said to me. We are constantly, sometimes what they're saying, trying to look for the new thing, trying to move forward. I want to feel better now. I want to have what I want now. I want my new job now. I want my new lover now. I want it now. And the thing is they're saying is everything's in divine timing. And we just need to have faith as it continues to roll out. And so if things have slowed down, which I feel some of that, where we're not regressing, we're just having to slow down and take a beat. And then I feel like we're pushed forward again energetically. And then we have to slow down and process that. They just use the word integration for me. We need to integrate the new energies. And sometimes that means that we need to slow down and take care of ourselves, whatever that means for you, whether it's more sleep, whether it's meditating, whether it's being outside, whether it's going for energy balancing to take care of self, acupuncture, massage, pedicure, whatever that is. I just feel like a new energy rushes us forward, pushes the energy forward, and then we need to slow down to integrate it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just keep hearing change, 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 change. It's interesting here, they're pointing out to me, we're going from one season to another season, and we're just kind of walking down the middle of it. I feel like this is one energy to another energy on Earth. And we're just kind of in the center of it now. We're not here anymore, and we're not quite here, is what they're telling me. And so this kind of transitional period where some of us might not know where we're going. Like, what is it all about? I just heard, what is it all about? What's my next step? What's this next change coming? Where is this guiding me to? Why is this happening? I feel a lot of questioning with this. Some of us might be really questioning as this new energy and as things are starting to shift around us. And I said that's normal because we're not here yet. We're in the middle of both worlds, is what they just said to me. And June is part of this walking in between both worlds. You know what they're showing me? It's like I've got one foot in one world and one foot in another in June. And they're just saying that this is challenging to navigate sometimes because we feel like we're really in this maybe kind of 3D world, and then part of us is really elevated and living in a more fifth dimensional experience. where we're really connected to source and the divine and trusting. Then we get pulled back into the 3D. Will I have enough money? Can I pay my bills? Is this going to work for the mortgage? All this kind of energy. And this is challenging, and they're aware that this is challenging to navigate as we're continuing to go through the change, because we're in between worlds right now, is what they just said to me. We're in between worlds. What they want you to focus on, which is they want to focus on how light this energy is compared to the energy that we're leaving behind. It's almost like this one is burning itself out, is what they just said to me, which is very interesting, because we've had a lot of forest fires around here again this summer. The last 3 summers, a lot of forest fires. They're saying this world is burning itself out as we transition to a new world. And I don't think that's literal, like the whole world's going to go on fire. I mean, the fire and air is representing something and shifting in the world right now. But the challenge is, as we walking through both worlds, this is a challenging place to navigate through, and make sure that you're loving yourself through the process. Hey, that's what they're saying. Make sure you love yourself through the process. And they also just said to me, remember that you're on a soul's journey this month. Again, it's that message about it's okay to slow down. It's okay to realize that not everything happens quickly all the time, and that it's okay that we slow down, if that makes sense. There's no need to rush through this process. Your soul continues for lifetime after lifetime, experience after experience. There's no requirement for perfection, again, is what they just told me. And we just need to slow down and trust the process. You're on a very long journey that never ends. And so there's no requirement for perfection. They just said to me, enjoy the journey, enjoy the journey. Again, this is just moving in direction. They just want to remind you that you're moving in a direction. The one thing that they're saying to me is, look how happy she is. And she's got the whole world, that she's walking into. Again, we're changing into a new vibration and into a new world energy. And, I just see a sense of peace and calm with her. Just not exactly, what they just said to me, notice there's no pinpoints on this map. She's not pinpointing this is exactly where she needs to go. She's just going to go on the journey. And I think that's the message for this month, for June. They just said to me, enjoy the journey. Make sure you just enjoy the journey. They said for all it's worth, because there's some beautiful things happening here. If we stay present with it, if we don't let our ego get panicked by the change, knowing that all change is happening for a reason, which I know is challenging sometimes. And as this new energy comes in, if we're physically not feeling well, if mentally we're having, or emotionally we're having reaction, just love yourself through that process right now. Continue to love that inner child within. Take care of that beautiful inner child within. The other thing that they want to remind you with rhinoceros spirit, the rhino spirit, is that you're capable of getting through anything. They just said to me, you know what? You've been through many lifetimes and many life experience. Do you not know your brilliance yet? That's what they just said. Do you not know your strength yet? Do you not know what a miracle you are? They're questioning, they're putting in a question form. You are the co-creator with the divine. You are a divine being of light. You have the inner strength and the inner light and the inner wisdom to co-create anything and to get through anything. And that you can overcome whatever you feel is an obstacle in front of you as these changes continue to come forward, as we continue to feel our uncertainty with the change. That this is just, they just said to me, this is just a small blip in a very long soul's journey. And again, allow that to give you the perspective to pull back and see that if there is a blip, it's a small blip in a very long soul's journey. And they just said to me, that pretty much sums up June. It's a small blip in a very long soul's journey. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy where this experience is taking you. And love yourself when you have a reaction, a physiological reaction to this new energy coming in. Okay, guys, hopefully that makes sense for the month of June. I'm just going to quickly go through some comments here. So Trudy said May was definitely a lot of releasing. I'm just going to see if I can actually post them, but I can't. Janice is here. Hi, Janice. Good to see you. I'm so glad you found me. In between is challenging for sure, is what Trudy said. And Susan, I'm glad that it speaks a lot to you. And May was a tough energetically, but Barb says she feels better after the shift. Awesome. Hi, Lacey. You're very welcome, guys. I just got guided again. This is the Keepers of the Light Oracle card. I'm just going to ask for if there's a divine being that can help us through this month of June and this, I guess, this shift. I feel that it's going to go into January as well. But I do feel lighter energy with it, and I think I felt that in May as well. Although some of it has been challenging, there is a lightness that I feel that's continuing to come forward. Okay, this is the one that popped out. Very interesting. Elmore, I think is the way we pronounce it. And this is awakening presence. So something's awakening within you with the new vibration. And it says the universe is with you. We're a cloak of protection and love. So as we're continuing to shift, just know that the universe is with you and guiding you, and that you're well protected and cared for through all of this change. I just heard pick one more. Through all of this change. Again, they're talking about awakening presence, which again means to me soul's perspective, being able to ignite that vision that comes through the soul's essence. Just one more energy to help guide us through the month of June, to help us navigate through. One more divine being. Very interesting. The Miram, sacred vision. Sacred vision, again, it's all talking about perspective. It's all talking about making sure we're in alignment with the soul's vision, with the soul's journey, having perspective through that, keeping our vision and our perspective on the situation pure from that sense of the soul's essence. Hopefully that makes sense. So just two confirmations of what came through. That must be an important message for this month. Is again making sure that we're able to pull back and have a perspective from love. All right, guys, as always, I'm going to go in and do some readings for people. So if you're still live with me, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a number between 1 and 10. And whoever gets the number first, I am going to pull some cards for. And I'm just going to quickly write down that number. Got it in my head. And I'll give you guys a minute or so just to post your number. I hope you found that June guidance reading helpful as we navigate through the month of June. I know that I'll look back on it a couple times just to make sure I'm reminded of how we navigate through the new energy. All right. Has everyone got their numbers in it? I don't see any more popping up. So the number that I wrote down was 3. It'll be backwards for you guys. It'll be number 3, and I'm just going to go through here and see who got number 3 first. Looks like Maxine got number 3 first. All right. Maxine, I'm going to pull some cards for you, so I'm just going to tune into the energy of June for you specifically and just see what it is you most need to know. I'm going to use angel prayer cards. Might use sacred wisdom too. Okay, Maxine. Just asking for divine guidance for Maxine and what she most needs to know to help her navigate to her best life here in the month of June. I know you guys can't see because I shuffle the cards so low, but I'm shuffling away, and either a card will pop out or I'm just guided to do a fan here. And I got pick 2 cards for Maxine from this deck. Just asking for 2 cards for Maxine. I'm also getting to pull 2 cards from the Sacred Rebels deck, which is, again, a new deck for me by Anna Fairchild. I'm loving this deck. Like I said, the more I start doing these lives and pulling cards, the more cool card decks I start to work with. Yeah, I love her cards too. They're beautiful. Thanks, Kristen. All right, 2 more cards for Maxine. What is it that she most needs to know to help navigate through the month of June? They are bigger cards, though, so sometimes they're a little hard to shuffle. Luckily, I've got big hands. 2 more cards for Maxine, please. Okay, Maxine, let's see what's going on. First card you got was spiritual support. So interesting because this card fell out when I was shuffling, and I was like, is this her card or not? Here it is again. Obviously it is. Focus your mind. Focus your mind. The next card you got was what do you feel? Wow, this is a beautiful card. In the world, not of the world. Okay, Maxine, I'm just going to tune in to see. I think you get, they just said to me, Maxine gets a lot of the same messages, so I can never remember. So I trust that that's true. I keep hearing choices, 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 choices. I keep hearing this again and again and again. Again, it's interesting with this Maxine is like, should I take A? Should I take B? They're saying, what do you feel about that? And again, it's interesting, which is in alignment with the message that just came through for June is what they're telling me. Again, it's about perspective, pulling back, being able to have a much wider perspective here. This is like your soul's energy, pulling back from the worldly energy of ego and having a perspective here that's different. They're reminding you about what do you feel when you tune into these 2 choices that are coming forward for you. There's choices to be made is what they just said to me, and you're trying to weigh, it's like you're trying to weigh the scale of one over another. The most important remembrance here for you is how do you feel when you're holding one over the other. They also said to me there's one that needs to be let go. Something needs to be let go at some point. I do feel this energy is going straight into July and maybe further though. The other thing that they're saying to me is like these two cards have come together. You know what they're saying to me? It's like intuitively you're picking up on messages, but you're trying to figure out how to apply that into the world, is what they just said to me. How do I get it into the world, that which is out of world? Does that make sense? Other world, like divine messages from angels and guides, and that which you're intuitively knowing is how do I put that into applicable practice so that it makes sense into my real world life, is what they just said to me. And they said, this is the push-pull that's going on now. Intuitively, you're feeling something. Intuitively, you're being guided towards something. But it's like, how do I actually pull this energy into the new world and make it applicable in my real everyday world, is what they just said to me. Hi, Juanita. Glad you're here. The one thing that they want to remind you of is these two things, right? Which is, this isn't I love the fact that there's sacred geometry in both these. They just pointed that out. So that's important for you to keep looking into sacred geometry. The one thing that they want to remind you of is these two things, how you feel and focusing your mind are not separate. This, they just said, should be fueling this. Should be fueling your focus, your vision. How do you feel when you're in certain circumstances? So again, I visualize how I feel in option A. I visualize how I feel in option B. Make sure we're intuitively tuning into it. How do we feel about it? And then we use that feeling to manifest and focus our mind into creating that which feels the best for us. And that's going to just take time to figure that out. And again, they're saying it's okay to take time, but this is the energy that we're working in. This is the energy that we're continuing to work in here. And just know through it all, they just said to me, I don't think this 3 is not a mistake, by the way. I feel very strongly 3 guides with you right now, guiding you through your next decisions in life and how you navigate through the next stage of life. They just said for the month of June, it's all about figuring things out. And I think that's going to continue for a while. It's about tuning in, allowing your guides to speak to you, allowing how you feel about certain things, and focusing your mind on manifesting it, releasing it, and then trying to figure out how to put the puzzle pieces together to bring it into physical manifestation into the world. They just said to me, sometimes you get stuck in the logical piece of it. Is like, is it logical? Is this a logical decision? And they keep reminding me that this is the most important piece of it all, is how does something make you feel? They're talking about something that you're doing now too, about tuning into it and seeing, like, does this make me feel stressed? Does this make me feel happy? Does this make me feel joyful? Those are the things when you're doing your, whether it's a job, whether it's an activity. And I just said, by the way, this is good advice for everyone. No matter what you're doing, making sure that you're tuning into and trusting that which you're guiding, how you feel about something. Does it feel good for you? And then you figure out how you start to make that applicable in your daily life. And they just said to me, by the way, you're going to do it. You're going to figure this out. And that's the message they want to leave with you. Keep trusting your intuition. Keep asking for divine guidance. All these things that are mulling over in your mind, options, decisions. I just feel a lot of that energy right now with you. You're going to figure it out, is what they just told me. So just know that it'll come in time. Just remember that you're trusting the way that you're feeling. Tune into the way that you're feeling in every circumstance, because that's going to be your biggest guide. All right, my love, hopefully that was helpful. I'm going to do one more reading for someone. So again, a number between 1 and 10. And then I got to jump off because I've got clients coming. While we're waiting for the numbers, for anyone that's watched through to this point, just a reminder that I do intuitive mediumship readings, and you can see that on my website. I'll post it on the link below. It's www.ascensionofspiritservices.com, which is really long. But feel free to head in there and check out some of my services. I do mini oracle card reading videos I send to people. There's lots of stuff that I'm here to help with. My intention really through all of this is just to connect into the divine and be of service to you in any way possible. So if you guys are interested in certain videos or topics or things that you'd like to have me pop on live and talk to you about, let me know here as well, because I'd love your feedback on that. It'd be great to have some feedback on what else you guys would like to see on the channel. Okay, guys, I think the numbers have stopped. The next number is number 4. Number 4. And for anyone else that's still on here, please hold on, because I've got an exciting announcement at the end of this as well. Okay, Susan, you look like you are number 4. All right. Susan Slade, let's tune in. I'm going to use the Sacred Power Oracle reading cards again. All right, Susan, just tuning into your energy. Just asking for some guidance for Susan here as she navigates through the energy of June. What is it she most needs to know to navigate to her best life? And while I'm shuffling, feel free to jot down your ideas of maybe what you'd like to see, maybe just more live card readings throughout the month, maybe at certain topics, maybe a mid-month check-in. Ooh, there's a card for her. Maybe a mid-month check-in to see how we're all doing. Okay, I just got those 2 cards just totally pop out. I'm going to go back to Sacred Rebel is what I'm getting. I'm going to pull 2 cards from here. So Maxine says, thank you, Corinna. This gave me such clarification. I know exactly what you're talking about. It will help me navigate through this for what my desire is. Maxine, I'm so glad. They just said to me, Maxine, you got this. You need to know that. They just said to me, there's no wrong decision. It just takes you into 2 different directions, always at the same ending. They want to remind everyone of that. You know, sometimes we're so afraid to make decisions or to make moves going forward in life. You know, it took me months just to get on YouTube. So if anyone understands and has empathy about change, I do. But they want to remind us that there is no wrong decision in that way, is that it always leads us exactly to where we need to be, and we always get to the same destination. Are some journeys longer and rougher and bumpier? Yes. Are some smoother and shorter and more direct? Yes. But they just want to remind you that they just said to me, either way is okay. Be kind to yourself through this process. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Okay, 2 more cards for Susan. All right, let's see what's coming through here. First one is communication. What a beautiful card. Wow, wow, wow. Second one is personal power. Notice how he's all blue. Blue is blue chakra, throat chakra. Also, I feel protection energy here for you. Dream, a beautiful dream. Wow, aren't these cards stunning? And she feels she knows. Well, we can see where this is going. I'm already getting messages on it for you. Okay. The one thing that they're saying to me, Susan, is there's something about you speaking your truth, about bringing forward, about making sure we're speaking our truth, and standing in our own personal power. This energy is very strong, very focused. But what's interesting is they just said to me, you need to balance it with this. Again, look at all the blue energy here. This is a lot to do with you speaking your truth and the manner in which you speak your truth. There's definitely things that you need to stand in your power and make sure that you're honoring yourself and honoring others. There's certain things that need to be said, absolutely, in the month of June. There is energy here that needs to move. The one thing that they want to remind you of is it's okay to bring in that divine feminine energy in the manner in which you do it. They just said to me, sometimes we're in the habit of moving energy, because I don't know if it's because I feel all men around you sometimes. Like we feel we need to communicate in a very male energy. And we all know what that, sometimes men and female energies speak differently, communicate differently. There's a softness here to this energy. I feel like sometimes we feel like our personal power, the only way we can get through it is rah, this kind of here I am, da, da, da. There's beauty in the way that we do it through the divine feminine energy as well. This is just as strong. This is just as powerful. And what I like about it is that it just says this is the energy that's going to change things. This is the energy that's going to allow things to blossom and move forward and grow. And finding the balance in this. And what I'm getting the most in this is we need to make sure that we're going inward before we speak our truth and stand in our power. What is our intention? What is our alignment? And ultimately, what's the vision? Because what they keep saying to me is, notice how she's holding a clear vision for what she wants, for what she's trying to co-create for herself and others. And this internal vision comes from within, and it's this divine, soft, feminine energy that can be just as strong as this energy. Just as strong when we're speaking emotionally, when we're speaking from the heart, and when we're focused on the change and the blossom. It's like I keep, of course, lots of change in June, lots of change, and wanting to see change is what they just said to me. You keep wanting to see change, and there's lots of energy here about speaking, and how we're speaking it. They said, have faith in speaking from your heart and continue to speak from your heart, because that is what allows the butterflies to bloom and fly. And I also see flowers through this. There's something about blooming and coming forward. Definitely lots of change in the way that we continue to communicate. I also feel very protective energy here with Tiger. It's like I just heard he's got your back, in the sense that when you do come forward and speak your energy, know that no matter what, you're protected by the divine if your intention is pure. There's a purity here in this energy. There's a divine feminine and a pure energy here. We keep in alignment with this, with our intention, our vision. We do it from a place of love and care, and know that you're protected in that energy. Again, that's what they're talking about. There's something here for you of holding your vision for yourself, for the world, for a community. There's something here about holding a vision, dream a beautiful dream for the world. Again, these two things are linked. This is the vision that you're trying to hold. See all this blue? This all has to do about how you're communicating that, and how you're effectively communicating change and your vision for change. There's something here too about getting clear about what it is you want to see, because that's the only way that we can get clear on how we communicate that. I almost feel like they're almost showing me like you need to get clear on the steps, communicate the steps, not what you're unhappy about, communicate the vision, communicate how we're going to get there, not necessarily what's not working. They said focus on this. Focus on the change. Focus on the light. Not not what is not working. I keep saying that. Focus on what your vision is, get clear on your vision, and then communicate that from a peaceful, loving, divine feminine place. They just said to me, as you are getting clear on your vision, this is what, again, she feels, she knows. There's no mistake that divine has brought through the female energy again through this statement. She feels, she knows. The divine, oh, they just said, pay attention to the number 22. That's an important number for you. She feels, she knows. There's no mistake why they're bringing through, again, that divine feminine energy. This person knows who she is. This person stands in her divine feminine energy. This person feels strong. This person feels calm and confident. She feels what she feels. She knows what she knows. Again, this is clarity, knowing what you know, getting clear on the vision, and trusting the way you're feeling. They just said to me, there's nothing wrong with communicating from a place of divine energy, which is attached to feeling. That's an important message for you this month. It's okay to communicate from a place of feeling. It's okay to cry if you need to cry. It's okay for people to see this part of you, because that's strength. Vulnerability is strength. This is what people are going to communicate. This is what people are going to connect the most with you, is when you allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to be strong in that divine feminine, vulnerable feminine energy. Again, vulnerable does not mean weak. Does this look weak to you? They just said to me, pick up that card. Does this look weak to you? My goodness. It's not a weak energy. Vulnerability is your biggest strength. It's your biggest strength. All right, my love. Hopefully that message makes sense for you. We're going on an hour and I've got clients coming. I truly hope that all of this you find helpful. That's my intention of coming on here. In order to, I'm going to do a draw. So to qualify for that, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please like my page. Please like this post. That's just the way it works on YouTube. And if you could, I would love for you to share this video on either Facebook or your own YouTube page. And you can just put in the comments, liked, shared, and I'll put your name in the draw. Anyways, my beloveds, thank you for allowing me to be in service to you. Thank you for allowing the divine to come through me in service to you. And I'm excited to see whatever it is I'm supposed to be on here to do to assist you with, and we'll see what comes forward. Thanks for hanging in with me through the initial glitch. And anyways, I send you so much love, and I'll read through all your comments that are coming through afterwards, and I'll comment back to you, I hope. All right, guys, definitely we'll see you next month in July. If you guys have given me some good decisions about what else you'd like to see on here, or I'll see what else I'm guided to do. My intention is always to pop on and to listen to what I'm supposed to be talking about. And I'm happy to do it, by the way. All right, have a beautiful day. I'm going to go help some clients, be of service that way, and hopefully get back out into the garden, because that is definitely my happy place. I hope you find some joy today. Go live your best life, because it's an amazing journey. Much love to you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.